right? This is the classroom edition of featured fish, and we're gonna make this a thing because I think it's pretty fun. We're gonna talk about river walleyes today, which is a little bit different than lake walleyes. It's not completely different. There's a lot of similarity, but the river, let me tell you, it's a wild place. You're gonna catch some wild fish. You're gonna have some wild problems and some challenges that you do not have going to a lake. You could find all sorts of adventures going to a river. I've had some of the coolest fishing stories that I have happen at a river. I've had some of the most frustrating experiences fishing on a river. But I'll give you some pro tips that are gonna help you avoid some problems that you might face on a river. And I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna catch walleyes. We're gonna go catch some walleyes doing exactly what I say in this video. Let's get started. Okay, first big problem you will encounter, and I say will because it is going to happen. So we gotta just get past this one. It's gonna make you a better fisherman. Snags. You will get snagged a lot going to the river. I cannot tell you how many jigs I have lost when I go to the river. That's okay. That's why we only use cheap jigs on the river, because you will lose them, because you get snagged on branches, you get snagged on rocks, you get snagged on other fish that you don't want to catch and that break your line. It's a challenge. I broke my rod on a tree the other day. That happens. I didn't mean to, but I got snagged and I was trying to get it out. I changed it to red because this is not a good thing to happen. Great way to fix the problem of snagging is to start making better casts. Don't cast in the same spot that you just got snagged. But sometimes you'll make a cast, you get snagged, and then you break off and you're like, oh no, that was the worst thing that could possibly happen to me right now. Instead of making the same mistake that you just made, cast in a different spot. Don't make the same cast again. You'll avoid this problem. Also, be patient. Being patient with your snags, with river fishing in general, is one of the biggest tips I could ever give anybody. You will get snagged, it's going to happen. Take your time, try to pop it out slowly. You can overcome snags. Zach, you guys know Zach, he's gonna go catch fish with us in just a second. He is the king of getting out of snags. You just have to be patient with it. Try your best. If you break off, hey, that's okay. That's why you were prepared. You brought lots of jigs. Which brings me to point number 3, which I'm gonna put over here. I dropped my phone. Bring your gear. I hope you can see that. You need to bring enough gear. Okay, I bring my full jig box every time I go to the river. I bring a pliers, I bring a scissors, I bring an extra rod, I bring an extra reel, because stuff breaks, it's okay. Don't bring your nicest gear. Don't bring the nicest possible gear you can to the river. If you paid over $100 for that rod and reel, I really hope you're okay getting sand in it, because you're gonna get sand in it when you go to the river. If you're gonna accidentally put it down, right? You're gonna put it down in the sand and then you're gonna get sand all up in your rod and reel and you're gonna be like, that was the absolute worst. Don't do that. Bring gear, bring enough gear. Don't bring the nicest gear, but bring extra stuff. You know, like if you have 2 rods and reels that aren't the nicest things in the world, bring them. And if they are nice, maybe you only have nice gear because you're all posh like that. Be very careful with it. Don't put it in the sand. Don't break your rod by throwing it into a tree like I did. Bad idea, not gonna work. Also, bring enough lures. One of my biggest problems when I go to the river is that I don't bring enough lures because I lose them all because I get snagged. And when I get snagged, I get upset. So the more patient you can be with your snags, because you will get snagged, the easier it's gonna be to just put on a new lure and move past it. And then you won't make the same cast again, and you'll be great. You'll be catching plenty of fish. You'll be having a great time. One of the biggest tips that I can give you guys really is just to be patient. When you go to the river, there's so many different spots. There's way more spots to try than if you just go to one lake, right? Lots of lakes to go to, But when you go to the one river, there's a ton of spots to try where you can catch all sorts of fish. You can catch carp, you can catch buffalo, you can catch drum, you can catch walleyes, northerns, smallmouth bass, catfish, sturgeon, the list goes on. Okay, you can catch a ton of all kinds of fish in the river and go try new things. I'm gonna write that down. I hope you can see that. It says go try new spots. Go try new spots on the river. Don't just stick with the same spot on the river. If you didn't catch any fish for 6 hours of fishing and you lost like 6 jigs, go find a new spot. I'll tell you, I have been fishing my whole life. In the past year, I've had to try, I lost track of how many spots I've actually had to try before I started catching lots of fish at the river. But I've found a lot of good spots that I can go back to. I've met a lot of really cool people. And now I've got some spots that I know really can catch fish and they're really accessible. That's the other thing. Accessible spots is another really good tip I could give you guys. There's plenty of spots in the river that are really hard to get to. You might catch fish, but they're really hard to get to. Maybe you have to slide down some rocks to get there, which is fun, but be safe. Maybe they're overcrowded. There's too many people there. Maybe there's so many snags there that you don't even know where to cast. It might take some effort to find some accessible spots that are easy to walk to, that have fish, that are not full of snags, that aren't overfished by a ton of different people. It takes some work, but when it works, let me tell you, it works. Now I'm gonna tell you about some lures that I use and that I know a lot of people use when they're going for walleyes specifically on the river. Let's do it. Okay, by far, one of the most common presentations that I use for walleyes year-round on lakes and rivers starts with the gumball jig. Oh, look at that, I clicked on it. I forgot that this was also a computer. Go back. Okay. By far, is a gumball jig. Why gumball jigs over tungsten jigs, over stand-up jigs, over special jigs that have special hooks, over weedless jigs? They're cheap and they're really easy to use. A lot of them have these little barbs so they keep your plastics or your minnows on. They come in a ton of different sizes. I usually use a 1/4 ounce when I go to the river. But it starts with a gumball jig. I lose plenty of them because I get snagged, but I'm patient. But that's a really easy way to start. Not a lot of money. Go to Fleet Farm, go to Walmart, $3, $4 maybe. You get some gumball jigs. Starts with that. Then you use something called a paddle tail. This is a soft plastic minnow. Looks like that. Some other examples up here. With your gumball jig, you put a soft plastic minnow on it called a paddle tail. And it just looks exactly like a minnow does in the water. Walleyes go crazy for it, especially in the spring, especially on the river. Which also reminds me, why am I not talking about lakes right now? There's way more lakes in Minnesota than rivers. Well, in Minnesota, you could only fish year-round on a couple rivers, mainly the Mississippi River is the big one. You can fish walleyes year-round. You can't actually go walleye fishing right now. Right now it's April, and I can't go lake fishing because that's illegal. So I go to the river and I use this exact lure. Color, in my opinion varies on this one. Color can matter. I usually go with brighter colors. Pink would be good. Chartreuse or like a really lime green would be good. White would be good. Orange would be good. Because in the river, it can get really dark and murky. And so you might want a brighter color so that you can, get it in front of a fish. So that's a jig and paddle tail. And I'll show you exactly how I'm working that when we go to the river. Jerk baits are another really common presentation on the river, especially if fish are not biting the paddle tail, jig and paddle tail. I usually kind of go pull, then I let it sit, pull, let it sit. A lot of them have a little rattle in it, but they both look like minnows, so this is just another thing that you can use if a paddle tail is not working. Now, this usually comes with 2 treble hooks, so if you're in an area that's got like a ton of logs around it, I would probably avoid using a jerk bait, especially if you can see the logs coming out of the water. You might get snagged on that, and these can be a little bit more expensive, maybe like $7, $8. So if you lose a jerk bait, you kind of lose more money than you would with a jig and a paddle tail. So I guess you do technically have to pay for paddle tails too, so then I guess that combo would probably be a little bit more. But paddle tails you can also find for pretty cheap. $5, $4 at Walmart, just like a jig. So jerk baits are another big one you can use on the river. The other really common one that I've seen people use on the river that I use sometimes, only if I'm in a boat, I don't do this one from shore because I get a lot of snags again. It's called a blade bait. This one, it cuts straight through into the water. It's a thin piece of metal that looks like a minnow that has 2 treble hooks on it, sometimes 1. But people like it because it's usually a little bit heavier and it cuts right through the river. In the river, you have the current that'll move your bait or your lure. It's a presentation that gets itself in front of walleyes very easily and quickly. Again, if you're in an area where you know you got a lot of logs, just be prepared. You might be losing a lot of blade baits, but that's okay. Like I said, stay patient with river fishing. Go find some cool spots, and you'll have a blast with it. I think that's everything I've got on river walleye fishing. So we're gonna stop talking about it and we're gonna get fishing. Wrong way, buddy. It might be a, might not be a walleye. Caught him pretty close in. Oh, it's a walleye.
Oh, it's a nice one.
Grab it if you, let me get it on shore first. Let's freaking go, dude.
Come on. Holy moly. Come on.
Let's go.
Go, come on.
Come on.
I didn't know he saw his mouth. I started walking away with it.
Jeez.
Nice. That's a
that.
nice one, dude.
It's a pudgy one.
That's a really nice one.
I love walleyes, dude. They're so cool.
Walter.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, big one, dude. Holy moly.
You got this. Really nice one.
Holy moly, dude. Holy moly. Dude, let's go.
Holy crap, dude.
Oh, thanks for grabbing it. Dude, let's go.
Dude, what a pork.
Woo-hoo.
Look at that.
Man. You want to just... Nice,
I don't know how good that GoPro video was, but
oh,
I
man.
was hustling for that juicy gobble.
That's the biggest one I've ever caught, easily.
Here.
Check that out.
Hold it up to it.
The what?
Hold it up. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's pretty, dude.
He's got a little...
Go for it.
Walter. Oh, he's ready to go. Yeah, yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, I think I snagged him.
No, you got him. You just gave up.
Tiny little guy.
Nice. Let's go.
He did give up. But you know what? That's a fish.
Is that a walleye?
This is a walleye. You want to see?
Oh.
I'll show you.
My dad loves walleyes. He's over
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I eat walleyes.
I got him in the eye.
Oh, really?
Oh, what the heck? No wonder he didn't feel like it was.
Also,
Oh,
this also
No
really,
wonder he didn't do
You
nothing.
want to see?
also really,
No
really,
wonder he
really
didn't do anything.
You want to touch him?
Yeah, walleye aren't too sticky. Walleye
Good.
aren't too slimy, so they're not too gross.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
That's the first time I've seen him pulled out of here.
We were over there for a while and we caught 4 pretty big ones. But I saw a couple guys last night over here catching a bunch, so.
walleyes.
So we just finished up a pretty long day at the river. Caught a ton of walleyes. We caught a couple tanks. Both Zach and I, we each caught one pretty nice sized one, about 20 inches or so. Probably do another walleye video once walleye opener hits in about a month. And that'll also be pretty sweet. Hopefully we'll basically probably be doing the same thing with some live bait. Hey, you know how you're gonna catch giant river walleyes and find some really dope river spots and go on some pretty cool adventures and finding these spots? You gotta quit wishing and you gotta start fishing. See you around.